Sandra Beck, and I'm visiting today with Frankie Picasso. And we're talking about the importance of mindset, the importance of renting a believer, if you will, especially when you're creating something new or trying to inspire a group of people to be and do their very best. Frankie, so great to talk to you.
Thank you, Sandra. So great to be with you.
You know, Frankie, you have had this amazing career. You went from this whole unstoppable, which is how I met you, to creating this great concept of rent a believer, which I am a believer in you, and I have rented you. So I'm like the hair club for men guy. Like I'm not just, what does he say? I'm also a client.
I'm also a client. I'm not the founder, I'm a client too.
Yeah, there it is. Okay, so I'm here today to talk to you about the great things that you've done for me and my organization.
Oh, thank you. Well, yeah, I'm so happy to be able to implement this rent a believer idea. Like, it was really a download from God, spirit, the universe, whatever you want to know. And he says, go and be the believer. You are the believer. And I do. I believe in everybody. I believe that everybody can do it. And so why wouldn't I rent myself out and allow people the opportunity to create all the amazing dreams that they've been holding on to for years and years and years. You know what? I talk about opportunity, that opportunities come to everybody. They're just not actioned upon. And if somebody has been watching late night TV and they see a little gadget and they go, I invented that. Did you? Really? Because if you had, your name would be on it. Maybe you thought about it, but you didn't take that step to actually making it happen. And I'm going to be that person who's going to say, you can call and say, hey, I need to make that step to make this a reality, because I want you to have that opportunity. I want you and you and you to have that opportunity. I think that there's what I call a world consciousness pool with all the ideas. And so we all can download those ideas, but only a few courageous, brave souls go in and implement and take that next step. Because you know what? It's only a daydream until it's a reality, until you make it a goal and put a date and a stamp on it. So that's what Rent a Believer is all about. I know and I believe that everybody can do anything that they want to do. I've got the faith. I've seen it. I know humanity. I know that we can do it. And so I hold that faith and belief in my heart and hands for you until I can hand it back to you and go, here you go, Sandra. Here you go. You got it now. I know that you've got the confidence and the belief in yourself now that I can hand this back to you, and adios. I'm out of here.
You know, Frankie, I come from a family of highly successful people, and I worked in my career over many years of really, really successful people in their industry, and they all have a commonality. They all have people to shore them up when they get tired, when they get distracted, when they get discouraged. And they can take in many forms. They can take on the form of like a pastor or a rabbi. It can be a trainer or a coach or a psychologist or a shrink. I mean, they all take on various forms. And they all do things to a greater or lesser extent. But what I really liked about you is you focused on me and what I needed to go to my personal best next level. And then you expanded that to my entire group, organization, and sphere of influence and elevated us. Because one-on-one is great, and that solves some things. But at some point, our organization or our company or our group grows to the point where we're not just one people. I became all of a sudden me plus 8 support staff, and then 8 support staff became 56 salespeople that exploded into 140 people working for me.
Right.
And what I needed and what they needed was the same, but the execution was completely different. And that's what I look to you to do.
Well, you want a corporate culture of success. You want people to, and you don't want fear. I mean, fear runs rampant in the hallways of many organizations. And people think that failing is the opposite of success. It's actually part of success. You have to fail in order to succeed. And so I don't want people being afraid to try something new and going, oh, I might not do it. And then my boss is going to get mad at me and I'm going to fail. No, you have to be able to work through ideas and work through things and go, okay, I failed that time, but you know what? I learned a lot from that one. I'm going to go back and I think I can execute it now. Mm-hmm. So it's a culture of innovation. It's a culture of appreciating people whose efforts, want to put their efforts on the table and try something new. It's not the same old. And I think if everybody buys into that culture in your organization, which they do, then you're driving them forward.
Right. Well, the culture has to be a place of okay to fail, because the only failure is really when you quit and you stop trying. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the only fail in my book. But, like when we go into programming things for our company, Frankie, they haven't existed before.
Yeah.
So how do you even get that right? Like, you don't know until it's out and you're using it, and then you refine it and redo it. So resilience, and which is the ability to recover from disappointment or challenge. And as a group, when we all come together and we work really hard as a group to create something, and the outcome isn't what we expected, that's where we need help too. We need somebody to believe in us, because it can't all come from me. I don't have the hours in the day. I don't have the energy in my body, and I don't have the ability to do that, which is why I need to leverage it to someone like you that can uplift in my absence.
Well, not just me. I mean, if I give it to you and you give it to the next person, they give it to the next person. Now you
Yeah.
have, it's growing. It's becoming an exponential entity within your company where everybody believes and everybody knows that they can do it and everybody's uplifted. And so you can look to the person next to you and go, hey, I'm feeling a little, they're going to lift you up because they know that's what's expected. It's not for me. It's not one man for themselves. It's everybody for everybody. And if you have that kind of a culture, man, you've got a winning organization that's absolutely amazing. And you do have a winning organization. So yeah, I mean, you want people to go out and be able to innovate and to sell and to be upbeat and not worry about other stuff. Just do this, do what you're meant to do, and be really, really good at it.
Well,
And
and the
that's,
great thing about leveraging that to you is there's a credibility issue too, as a company owner and as an entrepreneur, where sometimes I say things and I see my staff or my salespeople go like, oh yeah, because you get it. It's like, well, you're the company owner, so of course you're going to want us to do this. Of course you're going to want this. And so they kind of listen like a teenager listens to their parent. But then when you come in with your credibility and your expertise and your knowledge and your joie de vivre, I don't know how else to put it, but you infuse the organization with something that I really can't, Frankie, because my credibility is compromised as the owner, as the manager, as the leader. There is a block there that you transcend.
well, I might be that middleman that, they can relate to, but really, your credibility is stellar because you really have done it. And so you can say, I've done it. They go, but I'm not you. I'm not like you. They don't believe that they're like you.
Right.
But, and maybe we don't want them to believe they're like you. I don't know. But they are like you. We're all, can do really great things when we put our minds to it. We don't know what we don't know. We don't know how great we can be until you're tested. People aren't usually tested, or they never go to the nth degree to find out.
Right.
But with enough support, they can certainly go to here. They don't have to go all the way here, but they can certainly go to here and push themselves and feel really good about who they are and what they're doing every day. And that's important, to go home and go, yeah, you know what? I gave my best today.
Yeah.
And it was
Well, I
good.
think about one of the conversations I recently had with my support staff, these two girls that I really enjoy. Like, I can't get through my day without like talking to them or seeing them. They bring so much joy in my life. And I said, to the girls, like, you guys, I used to do your job. Like, cause they're like, how do you know this? How do you know how to, blah, blah, blah? And I'm like, I used to do this, but I have to remember, Frankie, that was 30 years
Yes.
ago. And they look at me as this person, and they can't imagine
on the pedestal. Yeah.
behind a desk for 15 hours programming or answering phones or doing anything like that. That's not in their comprehension. And so to have a voice that's clearer than mine, stronger than mine, more believable than mine in the capacity that you enact in my organization is phenomenal.
Well, I thank you for that. I really do appreciate that. And, anything that I can do, I want to be there because I think it serves me, it serves you. And, when I give, you get back, right? And like, there's nothing better than that. And I really do believe in today's world that we all need to be empowered to give and give in such a way that everybody is a winner and everybody is going to want to pay it forward themselves. There's nothing better than that. There's nothing better than a culture and an organization that wants to help other people. Like, You know, not everybody wants to support their staff. They just want them to do it. I pay you money, go do it.
Right.
You know, they don't want to be that voice and uplift. That's unique. It's unique in your industry. It's unique from where you are, and it's a blessing for everybody who works for you. It's a blessing for me to come in and be in a culture that's like that. It's not hard to make people feel good.
Well, we're in the people business, Frankie. Like,
yeah,
we don't, you know, everybody thinks about when you invest in your people, you invest in their skill set, you invest in their education, you give them more bells and whistles. But at the end of the day, investing in the person and investing in their heart and their mind and their spirit and creating that cohesiveness, that's a hallmark of winning teams. And it doesn't just happen naturally or organically. Things need to be put into place to support structures, support meetings, things like you that you bring into my organization. Those all need to be put into place in order for all of us to be our best and work cohesively as a team.
Yes, absolutely. You know what? Teams need to feel secure and safe. They need, you know, that breeds loyalty to the organization. Nobody's looking to go anywhere in your organization. As a matter of fact, they want to tell all their friends, hey, you guys should work here. But as a team, you know, when you are on a dragon boat, let's say, you have to paddle as a team, and your team is paddling in the same direction. They're all going full steam ahead, and that's what you want. You want everybody in the same direction. Nobody's going, you know, you don't have a weak link. You don't have a weak link. And that's really important.
And that's why, you know, working with you and renting a believer, because I need it personally. I need it for my team. I need it for my organization. Like, the industry needs it. And that's why we're here today talking about everything that you can do. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
I can't really think of anything. I do believe, though, that, you know, even I need a believer. We all need support. We all need someone to believe in them and think, you know, the best of them. And if that's all people need to do their very best, like, man, how easy is that? I shouldn't tell you that because you won't pay me. But no, really, truly, it doesn't get better than that. To be able to, for me, to be able to give people the benefit of my faith and confidence in them, to help shore them up, to help make them feel like they can be the very best that they can be for themselves, for their families, and for you. That's walking away. We're all winners.
Right. And, you know, you can't just rent a believer. Like, you can rent you as the believer, but you come with you a wealth of experience, knowledge, compassion, understanding. You're able to read between the lines. You're able to interpret what people are saying and organizations are doing in a way that most people can't, which is why, you know, because when I first thought about your company, I'm like, well, am I just renting a cheerleader? But no, it's so much more than that. It's an integral part of our growth and development.
Yeah, I don't want to be a coach. I don't want to be called a coach. I think that it minimizes
Exactly.
what we do. So I'm just going to be the believer.
That's right, because we've got coaches, we've got trainers, we've got, you know, all these things, but the one big component that is missing is beliefs, and our beliefs and our thoughts create our reality, and our reality is what we do every day. So thank you, Frankie. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. In the words of Dan Aykroyd, I'm on a mission from God. Thanks, Sandra.